Ready. Hi, Julie, and welcome to my podcast. I'm so excited to have you join me today.
Thanks, Hayley. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yay. I've been dying to have you as my guest because we just get along so beautifully and it's been a long time coming. So thank you for taking the time. Now, I've obviously given you the most beautiful intro, but I would love you to tell the audience who you are and what you actually do.
Okay, thanks, Hayley. That's lovely. Um, Firstly, thank you for your beautiful introduction. A little bit about us. I'm Julie from Adelaide Style Accommodation, and we're award-winning 4.5-star luxury stays. They're private homes you can have to yourself, where you can live like a local, feel safe, and enjoy convenience with confidence you'll be supported whenever you need. So we enjoy showcasing South Australia. It's a beautiful state, and we look forward to having some of you stay in our homes after listening maybe to this podcast.
Beautiful. So I love how you just skim over. We're an award winning. Let's break that down. You've won some global awards for your accommodation. Can you give us all the juice about that? Because that's epic. And you didn't nominate yourself. You've had your guests nominate you because you're amazing. Can you tell me about those awards?
Oh, that's very sweet, Hayley. That's very kind words. Yeah, look, it's we get this information out of the blue where we're nominated, and then we sit back and wait, and then we get advised that we're winners. And so, Luxe Life magazine and IE 100 in the UK are giving us these awards. And, when you get them on the receiving end, we just do what we do with all of our clients and how we deliver our business to people that see us and touch our business. But, when you see someone on the other side of the world actually acknowledging what you do as a small family business in South Australia, it really is quite heartwarming.
Yeah, and it is, you do something different. So you've got these beautiful homes that people come and stay with you, and it is like a home away from home. I know that, you've got the sprinklers on for the kids to run through in the summertime, Christmas trees at Christmas. I'm sure you do something special for Easter, and you are always available for guests if they need something. And I think cleverly you've chosen locations that are like perfect for, so whereabouts, so you've got North Adelaide, you've got Gawler, and you've got your city beach.
That's correct, Hayley. Yes, we've got homes in those areas. So, for people that aren't as familiar with South Australia, North Adelaide is a very short distance from the city of the CBD of Adelaide. And Everard Park is where our city to beach home is, which is just on the other side of Adelaide City, between the city and Glenelg, which is our beach area here, the Bay. They refer to it as a local. So, that's very well located if you need to go to the hospitals or you need to visit family and friends that might be in hospital or anything like that. That's very easily located to the RAH. And of course, for tourism, I mean, the kids love to go to the beach and have those school holidays and just relax and unwind. So it's a beautiful single level home. So, you can accommodate up to 5 people there. And other homes, the ones in North Adelaide, they're double-story homes. So still beautiful, have balconies and very close to the city, but they are double-story homes as townhouses. And our new one, which is our Gawler home, our country style Louisa home, is a traditional Australian home with a bullnose veranda, single level, 3 bedrooms, fully self-contained. And the birds and the wildlife that you actually see so close to that home is just amazing. So that's a little bit about our homes and the
And
Gawler
that's
home.
for anyone listening, that is Barossa Valley. That's Clare Valley. That is in the heart of the wine space, not far. So you've, yeah, definitely got some good spaces.
Yeah, that's right, Hayley. And that one's very convenient to catch a train down to the city of Adelaide, as well as your only 15 minutes drive to the Barossa Valley from Gawler. And of course, Gawler's a beautiful historic, being the first country town in South Australia. There's lots of history there and beautiful architecture to have a look around at.
Yeah. And so just like the elephant in the room, so Adelaide Style Accommodation is its own website. It is standalone. It is not, if you're thinking, oh, it's just like Airbnb. No, it's not. Julie is the power behind this business, and the website is standalone. And I think that is what like makes the difference because if, I think humans definitely buy from humans and it's becoming more and more evident. And so, if people are looking to stay in Adelaide, like supporting small businesses and actually having that human touch is next level. And so that's the differentiation between Adelaide style accommodation and those bigger brands. It's like, you really do feel like you are a home away from home. And like you've said to me so many times, there's parking at our properties, which, if you are coming to travel, like you might think about staying in a hotel. Why? When you could just stay somewhere that feels like you are in somebody's home. And I think that is your unique selling point. So you're doing a fabulous job. You should be so, so proud. And Julie is also a member inside Superhero Marketing, which I am so thrilled about. I love seeing you grow and thrive and take on new challenges, even when it feels uncomfortable, like in your business. And I wanted to ask you, so what were you previously doing in your marketing or not doing in your marketing before we met?
Thanks, Hayley. Well, as a member of your marketing, I have to say it's fantastic. You just give us the tools to work with and the support, um, which I always really appreciate. Naturally, we have to put in the work. It's up to us to do the work. You get out of your marketing what you put in, but you're always very helpful and inspiring. So I think from our point of view, our socials, I love storytelling anyway. Um, but we've expanded in our socials. We've gone more into LinkedIn now. And with regard to marketing and media, like as you mentioned before, we've won some global awards as well as some local awards as finalists in that in the Tourism Awards in 2024 in the 4.5 star category. So when those sorts of things happen, it's really nice to have a marketing strategy and put some things in place. And I've been able to do that being in your marketing training, superhero marketing, because, you've got everything in there that will help me and support me. And also there's also some other things behind the scenes like a team that you can pop something in and ask, what do you think? Do you think this looks great or have you got any tips? And, it's always lovely to get that feedback from somebody looking at something with fresh eyes before you actually put something out there live. So I think that's what we've picked up a lot more. And, those sorts of things, even to do a bio, like coming on to this podcast today, being my first podcast, I have to say. So thanks for that
You're
opportunity,
doing
Hayley.
so many things though that you weren't doing before. There's so many things, and you should be so
Absolutely.
proud. You're just
Well,
like consistently extending yourself to do things that you once probably would have thought, oh my God, that makes me feel so uncomfortable. I'm not sure if I'm ready. And now you're like, you know what? I'm gonna just say yes and do all the things. And it's beautiful.
it's a wonderful support from you, to be quite honest. You know, it's really surprising sometimes when you put something out there and when you just see the different reactions and things like that from people reading your socials, or when you put something out that might be in the marketing space. It's really lovely and heartwarming when you see people interacting and connecting, because really that's what it's about. We like to connect with our guests and prospective customers and long-term customers, because it's really important that they get a feel for the business. I mean, I think that's really important. And through your marketing, you can do that. And in this day and age, you have to have marketing with your socials. I mean, they're one of the biggest areas of uptake, I think. So I highly recommend Hayley's Superhero Marketing if anyone's looking at upskilling themselves. And even if they're not doing their own socials to a certain extent, it's still about understanding what is there so you can make sure that you are getting the most out of what is happening in your marketing space for your
Yeah.
business.
And I think too, like there is also no point in marketing if you don't have all of the holes plugged when people are coming. So you're putting yourself out there and you're doing all of this awesome stuff, but then people are coming into your business and they're just dripping out through the sides and you're not capturing them. So it's important that you have all your foundation set up properly. To be able to retain these people that are coming in through your marketing efforts, and then you can keep on nurturing them and they're your warm audience. And I think like that, I think, well, just from seeing like you go from strength to strength, like you've gotten really good at doing all the things and leaning in. And like we even talked about some things around your Google My Business the other day. And it is like, I have this as well. Like you say, right, I've got this thing to tick off my list today. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go from A to B and then it's going to be done. Actually, you need to go all the letters of the alphabet around and around and around and go through all these hoops before you can get to B. So you're really going A to Z and going around, I've got to do this before I do this. And oh my God, now it wants me to do this. And now I have to contact this. And why do I have to contact that person? And then just to get that thing done and crossed off. But like I say, you did it, you leaned in. Hopefully, I haven't spoken to you about the outcome, but hopefully we got the thing fixed that we needed to. But, it was on your list, and that's what the coaching calls are for, to be able to, get those hard things answered or just make you feel a bit better. Am I doing the right thing? And then it's like that stone in your shoe. You can walk around with it for a little bit, and then it just becomes highly annoying, and you have to take the shoe off and empty the stone. It's the same thing when it comes to I know I need to be doing this. I know I've got to get better at my marketing. I know that I need to put myself out there more. And it might not be social media, it might be just making sure that all of your foundations are set up right, because networking might be your thing, the way that you grow your business and reach new people. Like it could be all sorts of different ways. You get great traction from an ad in a local magazine, and that's fine. But if these people are looking at your ad and you spend thousands of dollars on a, say, SA Life ad or whatever it is, and they go and Google you, and one, they can't find you. Two, they want to see the shorts and t-shirt, no social media links. Like, can they sign up to your database? Maybe it's not set up right. Are you going to nurture them and say thanks for? So it's just like there's so many things. And I think you're really good at having the thing on your list and getting it done. So we talk about lots of things inside the membership when it comes to marketing and new things in the market and, even AI and everything. And Julie leans in every single time. And, I guess knowing that you have like the support as well, like it makes it easier, right?
It does, absolutely, Hayley. And, like in the membership as well, there's another team of family in there, so to speak, that is in a similar boat. We're all trying to pick up different things. And, by communicating with each other, you actually inspire them as well and vice versa, because you know that you feel that someone's listening and you've got that support and you're not the only one that's maybe experiencing that hurdle. So, yeah, it's really great. And then you have your guest speakers on, which is another golden opportunity in your membership, because when they chat about the individual topics that you get into the guest speaker to speak about, they're always engaging and informative. And there again, that's another networking opportunity. You're actually connected with someone else that their business might interest you, that then you pursue that as well. So, and had I not been in the membership, I may not have met those businesses. So,
Yeah.
that's the other side as well.
Yeah. So what was that moment where you were like, yep, I need this. I need this in my business.
The moment was when I sort of felt like I was doing things, but I was just doing things. It's a bit like you say, just throwing spaghetti at the wall, as you say.
Yeah.
I think you refer to that a lot in your membership, and the other term, just do something.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just, put something up. And, they're the things that when you feel a little bit hesitant to try something different, actually stay in your mind that, well, it enabled me to help me push me through to get me to the next point. And I think it takes a while to change behavior. And so don't be disappointed if you do start doing that and still things don't quite look like you expect them to look like. Keep going, because as the time moves forward, you just don't realize who you have touched and how that comes back to you. Like, it can take a couple of months sometimes, so don't give up. But just be consistent. And I think that's what I've experienced now being in it. The consistency is important. And just having those structures in the background, like if I have somebody who rings me and says, "Oh, Julie," like Hayley's done, for example, to talk on her podcast, "can you send me a bio? Can you send me a bit about your business?" That's set up. That's all in behind my business now. And that's thanks to being in the superhero marketing. So without being in this, I wouldn't have that at this point, I don't
So
believe.
good. I'll never forget when you walked the red carpet at it was film festival,
There
and
was a film
you
festival.
got an opportunity to have your photo taken with the backdrop red carpet, and you kicked your heel up at the back and you were like smiling and leaning in, and you sent me the picture and you were like, "Do you think this will be okay for me to use this in my marketing? It's not too like showy, is it?" And I was like, "Julie, this is the best photo ever. Oh my gosh, you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this and da da da." And now you're like, "I'm so glad that I used that photo and it showcases your personality." And you hesitated, which I can't believe, but I get it. But I was like so proud of you when you just, yep, I'm using it. And now I see this picture pop up and it's in like this and this and this. And I'm like, yes. And
Yeah,
you've taken out the background of the picture and you've like lent in and put it other places. And it's just so nice. And I think like that is what I'm talking, that is like just the personification of like sharing your personality. Across your business, but being very strategic, right, with how you do that. Because much like me, you don't share, you don't need to share your family, your kids, the husband, like this is like something else. And so you've built a strategy around how you show up, how you build trust, how you showcase, your value and how your unique selling points are different from others in the market. And it doesn't involve bearing your soul. And I love that. And so that's the kind of message I want to scream from the rooftops, as if, you need to be consistent for people to recognize that you are a player in the market. But if you're not speaking your truth through being consistent, eventually you're going to stop being consistent because you run out of ideas. But if you have a strategy on how you're going to show up to build that know, like, and trust with your audience, then it becomes a lot easier. And you're like slowly plugging every hole in your business that it takes care of itself, as in your marketing. Like, you didn't have to write me a bio because it was already done. And there's lots of little examples like that lots of business owners don't realize they need. And it becomes, the deeper you go in your business, the more the needs grow. So, yeah, I think what's probably the biggest realization that you've had when it comes to marketing?
well, there's certainly a lot
You're
of
like, oh
different
my God,
areas.
Hayley.
I had to stop and think about that
No,
one for a
I
minute
love it.
because
Power in
there's
the pause,
just
Julie.
there's just so much out there, and I'm sure anyone listening today would relate to that. Sometimes it can be quite overwhelming just how much you need to do or think that you need to do to get yourself out there and to make people have that relationship with your business so they get a feel for who the business is and the people within the business are. I think, that takes time and energy. And there's no one thing that is necessarily working, it's collective. So I think that's the daunting bit sometimes, feeling like you can't maybe manage all of those areas well. But I think once you come into your marketing, Hayley, I think you get the confidence to set those things up like you talked about. I could just send over the bio, and it's not as hard as you think. Like once you've got some of the templates and tools to work with, it's really not that difficult. So if you sit yourself down and do a structure, you've always got it later, even if you set yourself an hour or two, 3 times a week, and just focused on one thing. Eventually you get there and then you mark that off your list. And yes, okay, you've got to keep updating it, maybe when you win a new award or something exciting like that, which is always fabulous. But the basis of it is there. And so when I came into your marketing, I would have said I wouldn't have been where I am today with some of the things that I've got set up behind the scenes for the business should I need it. And I'm so thankful that I've been in your program for that reason, because now I do feel confident that I've got it. And like you say, you asked me to come on the podcast and I've got my bio over to you, and that's because I've done it from
Yeah.
what I've learned in your program.
And knowledge is power every single time.
Absolutely. It is. And Hayley, I have to say, once you get into it, it's a bit of fun. Like it is a bit of fun because you actually think, oh my goodness, I did that.
I
Oh,
did
that's
it.
new. Press
Yeah.
this button. So, you get a little bit more confidence in yourself as well. And it's quite surprising what you can create. I think everybody's a bit creative in their own way. And it can be a nice way to share a bit about the business with your audience as well, to get them to engage with your business. Like we do the environment, as you know, Hayley, and that's very important to us as a business.
Yeah.
And to be able to talk about that and include that in the business and maybe encourage other people to do some things environmentally is a really nice thing that I believe is a big part of our business, and hopefully to inspire some other businesses to do the same, to grow trees and things like that, have butterfly gardens.
That's so beautiful. I think too, like you've become very good at leaning in and just pressing buttons. And and like if I've taught things like the green screens and all sorts of things and on Instagram and link like there is copious amounts of things that I've taught, but you are not afraid to just go, yep, okay, yep, oh, that's the one. Oh, great. Oh, now I'm going to use that. That's the best thing I've ever done. And it just lights me up to no end. And I love it. And then, I think too, like with you winning all of these awards that you have and will continue to do, like when people see your suit and tie version of your business and the shorts and t-shirt version of your business, which is your socials and all of the marketing around your business, that's just an extra feather in your back pocket of street cred. And so no one can take that away from you. And you've got a leg up because you are always consistent and you are always showing up and you are always learning and you're always trying new things. So you should be so proud. The last thing I want to ask is what's next for you? What in the business, what is like, because you're always doing something, and I'm inspired by your nous, and you're a go-getter. So there's something boiling away that you're about to like launch, or I don't know.
There's a few things in the pipeline, Hayley, I'll be honest. So watch this space, follow our
Yeah.
socials,
But I'll
our
also
website.
say you just judged the tourism awards as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I was
So
for, well, it's the
you
towns
award
awards,
for
so
that.
it's the small towns and tiny towns and top towns for the state
Yeah,
of South Australia. Yeah,
that's awesome. A judge,
yeah.
award-winning business, you are doing all the things. So you should be so, so proud. And I am so proud to have you as a part of the membership. So I love cheering you on and I'll always cheer you on. So
Thank you. That's very kind, and likewise from
I
um,
know.
our business to you. Like, I always talk about your marketing program, and I think the other thing with Hayley's marketing program is, it's the things behind the scenes in the membership. Like Hayley will talk about things, and you'll see things, and that visual thing for people is great. But then when you go to do it yourself, you think, now, what was that she did? But the fact that you know that she did it, it's there. So in the membership, you've got all of those tools behind the scene
Yeah.
that you can actually sit and work through that at your pace. And you can go in as many times as you like and until you feel like you've got it. But I think the big thing is too, knowing that it's there, that makes you go and look for it as well, because there is a lot in her membership. So if that's a bit of a tip for anybody who's thinking about doing something with their marketing, or how they can maybe connect with Hayley's superhero marketing, I think that's a really good bit of information that you might find very useful. You don't have to necessarily do something as soon as you see it. You can go back in with the tools and the templates and things like that Hayley gives you in that program.
Thanks, Julie. So if our listeners want to find you, where can they find you? What is your website URL, your Instagram? I'll obviously put it all in the show notes as well, but for people that are on the go listening to this, how can we connect with you?
Yes, Hayley. If anybody would like to connect with Adelaide Style Accommodation, our website is www.adelaidestyleaccommodation.com.au. We're also on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on Pinterest, and we're on LinkedIn. So
Beautiful.
if you'd like to check any of those socials out, please follow us. We love you following us and see what stories we chat about. We've got history in our mix, beautiful South Australian history that we see along the way that we love to share with our guests and prospective guests. And we also cover what we do environmentally, and we're an inclusive business. So we've done some training along those lines as well that we actually are quite proud of, and there'll be more happening in that space in our business. So yeah, and we'd love you to follow us and see what we're doing. And if you've got any questions or want to engage with any of our socials or website, there's contact details on the website. And there's a lot more information about us as a business on the website, other things that we do to promote South Australian businesses and things like that, down to what we give our guests as complimentary. They're all South Australian business products, which we're very proud of, being able to share with our guests, because that gives them another whole feel of this great state, the
Oh, and
great
it's
food and wine
definitely,
that we have.
yeah, the smaller things. It's the little things that make the biggest impact with what you deliver and even, with marketing. So I think it's always those 1%. And if you can do that every day in some way, shape, or form, so you do that through your marketing, you do that through the gifts that the hampers people get when they stay with you. It's like the little things count. And I don't think that will ever disappear in business. I think that is what people remember. And sometimes the big things they don't, but it's the little gestures that never go unseen. You
Yeah,
should,
and Hayley, I think in this day and age too, it's very much like service. Service is so important, and um, there's service and service. And I think if you can treat people how you'd like to be treated yourself with your service,
yeah,
I think, that's a really, really good rule to have in the business, which is what we do in our business. So hopefully, or we know people enjoy staying with us because they get the service. As you said, we are available
yeah,
24/7. If somebody
yeah.
has an issue, they can get hold of us and feel comfortable to actually connect with us, not feeling like they're not sure who to speak to, which I think is really important for people
Yeah.
these days.
And that's definitely your edge, and you should be so, so proud.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on today.
No
This has been really
worries.
exciting. I hope yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really exciting. And being my first podcast, there's another new thing in the marketing side for the business. So thank you for having us on today. And thank you for what you do in your marketing with superhero marketing. It's brilliant. And I do highly recommend it to any of your listeners. If you're listening to it, make some inquiries with Hayley, go in and try her free things so you can see what I'm talking about and so you can get a feel for it. And I'm sure you'll enjoy what you see, that you'd sign up and do like I did and actually put some energy in behind the scenes in your business for marketing. It certainly is an asset.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Hayley. Thanks for having me. Bye.